Okay, so welcome for another session. What we're going to start with today, if you've got any sort of blocks, bolsters, blankets, absolutely anything like a pillow that you can just sit on to give yourself a little bit of height. So I've got a bolster here, and essentially get nice and comfortable. So you're looking for a cross-leg position or whatever works for you. You can have the legs out forwards if cross-legged isn't that comfortable. And then just give yourself a couple of moments to settle in. So feel nice and even into the hips. Roll shoulders back and down, lift that space into the chest. Just find the length through the top of the head. So it feels like there's a string coming out the top of the head, just drawing you up nice and tall. Big inhale, big exhale. Feel the shoulders get nice and heavy down away from the ears. Shoulder blades slide down the back slightly. And then we gain this sense of heaviness into the knees, into the hips as well, as we settle in to the space. You might find that you can close the eyes for a few moments. Keep that lift through the top of the head so we're not tempted to close down or look towards the ground. We're not rounding through the back at all. We're keeping ourselves up nice and tall, nice and even. And then just gently inhaling. Find that lift into the top part of the chest. And then gently exhale. Again, shoulders away from ears. Perfect, so we're slowly settling in, finding that even breath. What we're going to do to start with, just make the breath a little bit deeper. So see if you can lift into that top part of the chest a tiny bit. And then nice and slow. Inhale, see if you can take the breath down from the chest in kind of the middle heart space, middle part of the torso. And then gently release. And then nice and slow. Inhale through the top part of the chest, draw that down to the middle, and then just to the kind of lower part. So towards the abdomen or the diaphragm, you're looking for that real outward effort of the lower part of the abdomen. And then gently breathing and releasing nice and slow. So taking that again, slowly as you like, just breathing top part of the chest, through the middle, and then down into the diaphragm. And then releasing as much as you like. We'll do that one last time, so just focusing on that breath, or that first part of breath, into the second, and then into the abdomen, and then releasing nice and slow on your exhale. Great, so it's 3-part breath is what we're working with, just taking that as slowly as you like. You might even do that a couple more times. If you feel that's grounded you a little bit more, you'll feel a tiny bit more relaxed, more settled onto the mat. Perfect. What we're going to do next is just gently raise the arms on your inhale. So bring them up as high as you like, and then gently exhale. You're going to take right hand over towards left knee, take that top hand back behind you whenever you like, into just a little seated twist. So your gaze might come over that left shoulder. You might find that you just want to keep the gaze more towards the computer or more just towards the left hand side. Gently inhale, find a bit of length through the top of the head. Gently exhale, just notice those hips get nice and heavy. Big inhale, hands up high, chest comes back around, big exhale, release, opposite hand, so left hand over right knee. Back hand comes behind you, looking for support into the back hand so it doesn't feel like the back hand's helping you to twist round. We're just keeping nice and tall through the top of the head, bring the gaze over right shoulder, if that's comfortable through the neck. Big inhale, top of the head gets that little bit taller. On your exhale, you might find you want to turn a little bit more into the twist. Have a double check, how does that lower back feel? Does it all feel nice and comfortable? Loads of length through the back? Or does it feel a little bit rounded, a bit too far? In which case, back out slightly on your exhale. Maybe don't take the gaze over quite as far and then work the chest a little bit further towards the centre rather than towards the right hand side. Perfect, so slowly release on your exhale. Inhale, take the arms up high again. Reach, 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 reach. Feel nice and tall through both parts of the side body, and then we're going to release the hands down either side. You take the legs out in front of you for a couple of moments. So you're kind of stretching the heels as much as you possibly can. You might have the hand back behind to start with, and then just looking for that chest to press out and away from you as much as possible. So we're just taking a couple of moments to stretch into the hamstrings. Maybe you take the hands a little bit closer towards the hips. They can come onto the bolster or the ground. just press either side of the hips to gain that length, and then you might want to take a couple of moments just stretching full Dandasana or staff pose. So you're reaching as high as you can with the hands, pressing through the heels, drawing the toes back towards you, finding that length through the hamstrings. Big inhale, top of the head gets nice and tall. Big exhale, release the hands. Great, we'll take the right knee up towards you. So right foot might come towards left knee. You might want to draw that a little bit closer. So we're just keeping that left foot nice and straight. Roll shoulders back and down. Big inhale, hands up high. Big exhale, left hand comes round right knee. And then take the top hand behind you. So we're in Marachasana 3, real twist. Take the gaze over the right shoulder again. Press through that left heel. So the left heel and the left toes are up towards you. Left heel still pressing out strong through that left hamstring. And then you might even hug a little bit into that right knee to help draw the chest out while the gaze is over right shoulder. Big inhale, big exhale. And then again, find that length through the top of the head on your inhale, and then gently exhale, draw middle part of the chest round. Big inhale, hands up high. Big exhale, opposite arms, same leg. So hug the right arm round the right leg this time, and then take chest over towards left hand side. Have a little look over the left shoulder. And then always think about that neck, that back. Is it comfortable? Does it feel like you've got the length through the back? Or do you have to back out slightly to keep that comfort? Big inhale, slowly release the arms. You can take those up above the head again. Stretch both the feet out long, so you might have the hands held up high. You might have the arms either side of you or back behind you, just pressing that chest out long, whatever is comfortable into the hamstrings. Gently inhale, we're going to take left knee in towards you this time. So that might come just up towards this, or your left foot will come up towards the right knee. You may want to take that a tiny bit further, and then we reach the arms up high. Right arm around left leg this time, so get that little hug in, and then take the top hand back behind you. Press gently into the chest, see if you can work the space into the chest on your inhale, and then slowly take the gaze over left shoulder. Keep the breath nice and even. Look for that length through the right hamstring. So we're pressing out and away through that right heel, right toes up towards you. Never at any point is this foot kind of floppy and completely forgotten about. We've got that active effort pressing through, working into that left knee nice and strong so that we've got that comfortable twist through the back. Gently inhale. We're going to release the arms, take them up high, chest comes forwards. Big inhale, big exhale. Opposite hand comes round, and then we're taking right hand back behind you. So chest moves open towards right hand side. We've got an open twist this time, then gaze looks over maybe the right shoulder. Might just keep straight and square. A couple of moments just gently working into the knee. Seeing how comfortable that back is. Great, so the last couple of breaths. See if we can just focus on a couple of action points. So again, has that right foot stayed nice and engaged? You pressing through that right heel. Are the hips even? Do we feel like we've got the length through the head? And then slowly release back round. Big inhale, hands up high. Press through those heels again, so back to staff pose, reach as far as you can. Get this extension through both parts of the side body as well. On your inhale, top of the head's nice and tall. Big exhale, we'll release the hands down, and then we'll pop any kind of blocks, bricks or whatever, pillows over to one side. And then come through to all fours. We're gonna just bring ourselves, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, tops of the feet have a little bit of weight going through them, and then firming up nicely into the hands. We'll slowly come through some cat-cow, so just gently exhaling, pressing into the mat, and then inhaling, rolling through the tailbone, rolling the back down the other way, raising the gaze on your inhale. So going as slowly as you like. Seeing how that back feels after a couple of twists on each side. And then we're focusing on that rootedness of the hands and also the big toe, little toe, tops of the feet are nice and even into the mat as well. And then we're imagining each of the vertebrae just slowly move through the back. Right. When, if you like, we'll come back to a neutral position. You're going to take the hands a little bit further forwards so that you can plant them on the mat. We'll walk the knees back slightly, so you're looking for the hips just to stack over the knee as you draw one forearm down, followed by the other forearm. And then we can kind of get this sense of releasing the chest down towards the mat. You might find the top of the head or the nose comes towards the mat, it might stay up quite high, but you begin to get this sense of stretch into the chest, into the upper back as well. So we're in heart to earth pose or puppy pose. One thing to double check is just where the hips are when you release down. So sometimes the kind of hips can come a little bit too far back or they'll stay too far forwards. You're looking for that stack of the hips just above the knees. So again, don't be afraid to move the knees back slightly. If that means you can get the chest down a little bit more and then kind of work dynamically into the stretch. So when you exhale, we'll look for a little bit of release of the chest down onto the mat. And then just inhale, come up slightly, so back out of the stretch. And then exhale, we'll slowly release down, find that chest coming kind of as close as it wants to go towards the mat. And then inhaling, looking for that release up. So we're hopefully getting quite a nice stretch up through chest to back. The other thing to check is sometimes these elbows like to splay outwards. So we get this sense that the elbows are falling outwards. So we'll just play around with trying to keep them as parallel as possible. So that means instead of the elbows kind of falling like this, we're bringing them together so that they're nice and firm in towards the mat. And we also have an even sense of pressure. So right through the top middle finger, through each of the other fingers, the knuckles, palm, base of the thumb especially, and then right the way down the forearm, on both hands, we've got that even sense of effort. It's not that all the kind of wrists are doing the work. We've got this nice parallel effort, stretching deeply into the shoulders, and then there's a little bit of effort coming through the hands, or contact through the hands, the forearms, all the way to the elbows. And then just gently inhale to come up slightly. If that's all fine, you can just play around with that, just see how comfortable it is to come down and release the chest forwards to stretch into those shoulders. You might want to stay there. If you want to go a little step further, you're going to root down through the hands slightly. We'll begin to tuck the toes, and then while you're releasing that chest down, we can swing the knees up and then just lift the hips up slightly. So it might just be a kind of like a little way up, just a couple of moments playing around, lifting down, a couple of moments lifting up, and then coming down. You might find, actually, I can come up a little bit higher, take the knees and keep going, and then start to pedal through each of the hamstrings. So we'll pedal through the feet, stretch the legs, just double check that they're roughly hip width apart. At the same time, these elbows haven't started to move out. And then we've got this nice sense of the top of the head just coming a little bit more perpendicular towards the mat. So the top of the head might just the hair might just graze the mat. So we don't want a sense of weight on the top of the head. It's still lifted up off the mat, but we're just gently pedaling through the feet, noticing how it feels to have the head upside down for a change. And then really noticing, I'm sure, that the shoulders and arms are working quite strongly to keep the hips up nice and high. So we can come up onto the tiptoes again. You might find that makes the head work a little bit closer towards the mat. Big inhale, big exhale. Let those heels work or release as far down as they want to go towards the mat. Big inhale, big exhale. We'll just gently release that back down. Take both the knees down so we're back into this heart to earth pose. So looking for that chest release down on your exhale. And then on the inhale, slowly coming back up. One last time, just release backwards and then find what was comfortable. Slowly come back forwards. We'll walk the knees forward slightly. You're going to take yourself back to all fours. So bring the hands flat square on the mat. You'll feel quite nice not to have the forearms planted down. And then from your all fours, we're just going to raise this right arm up as high as you like, open into the chest. So threading the needle, we're going to take this right arm underneath the left arm. Let that right shoulder release onto the mat. Take a little gaze over towards the left-hand side. Look for the right hand, right fingers, just to move a little bit further away from you. And we've got this sense of that right shoulder just releasing nicely down onto the mat. Got that even weight into the hips, through the tops of the feet still. Nice even breath. And then as slow as you like, we're going to inhale, raise the right arm up, nice and high, open into the chest. Gently exhale, release into all fours, and then we'll swap to the other side. So left hand up as high as you like. Feel that effort into the back as the front side of the body stretches, and then release. Left arm through, place the chest as far down as it wants to go. So that might come down towards the mat. And then just breathe for a couple of moments into the shoulder. Work the left hand a tiny bit further away from you. Feel that nice deep stretch into the shoulder as it releases onto the mat. And then give yourself a last breath. As we slowly inhale, take a bit of effort through the right hand. As you raise the left hand back up high, find that length through the left hand as we place that back down onto the mat. And then as slow as you like, we're going to flip on over, head towards our backs. Just bring the knees up tall. So we're rolling, shoulders back and down, should feel nice and open into the chest. Knees are tall. Maybe just walk the heels so they're within or out of reach of those fingertips again. Big inhale, big exhale. We're going to gently just take the knees over towards the right hand side. Feel nice and heavy with those knees. And then hands may stay on your chest. They might come to the hips. You might even find that you want to take the hands out long, either side of you, so open into the chest slightly. Next inhale, you're going to draw knees up tall, take them straight on to the other side. Just notice that little subtle stretch into both the hips, both sides of the hip. Great, and then we'll slowly lift the knees up tall, take the hands underneath, or just in reach of those heels again. As slowly as you like, you're going to lift the tailbone up and then just release that back down and then kind of press the tailbone down to make that little arch with the lower back. So we're going for pelvic tilts to start with, releasing nice and slow into the lower back. And then if that all feels fine, you can just lift up for one bridge, lift as high as you like, so pressing into the fronts of the feet, a little bit of effort through the hands just to support for today. Lift the hips as high or as low as you like, wherever is comfortable, so the back feels nice and supported. Gently inhale, gently exhale, and then just roll the back as slowly as you can possibly manage, just releasing that down onto the mat. And then deepen the breath slightly, so see if you can slightly elongate the inhale and then draw your exhalation out for an extra second or so. You might want to keep the knees there if that feels nice and comfortable. If there's any discomfort to lower back, if it is all absolutely fine, you want to bring one foot long, followed by the other foot, and then just bring the palms so that they face upwards. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling. You might even close the eyes for a couple of moments. Just have a little scan through the body. Notice how sort of poses that we've done have hopefully helped loosen the body, or maybe you might find that some of the muscles are a little bit more tired. Have a scan through, see how they feel. Check through the toes, the feet, each of the legs, knees, hips, lower back, upper back, down each of the shoulders, elbows, forearms, hands, fingers, and fingertips. And then gently raising the chest on your inhale, letting that fall on the exhale, and then taking the attention through the neck, the jaw, face, tongue, eyes, ears, all the way through the crown and top of the head. And then you're going to give yourself your 3 breaths, so no sense of control, just noticing those breaths move in and out of the chest as slowly as you like. Perfect. So, next inhale, you're going to start to make that breath a tiny bit deeper, especially on that inhale, and then slowly exhale. Just take a bit of movement into the fingers, into the toes, through the hands and the feet. Starting to stretch the heels out slightly. Move the hands a little bit more. Take the hands up above the head. Reach, reach, reach. Take a nice big stretch through the whole body. Big inhale, big, big exhale. We're going to draw one knee followed by the other knee up into the chest. Give yourself a little hug in for a couple of moments. And then noticing, hopefully, how the back feels. How you might feel a little bit more released as you hug the knees in towards you. Will roll to one side, press into the hands, come through to a seated position, just like the start. And then roll shoulders back and down, take that lift through the chest again. Feel heavy through the knees, through the hips. You might even bring the hands into the chest one last time. Biggest, deepest breath of all week. And then we're going to take a big exhale as well. Namaste. Thanks very much for following along. Any questions at all, please let me know. Otherwise, hopefully see you Thursday for live stream. Otherwise, another free session next week. Thank you.